And hello, one and all, and welcome to this live review for Monday Night Raw. We're going to take a look at everything that took place on the June 27th, 2016 edition of Monday Night Raw from Tampa, Florida. And with me, I have a special guest with me, my good friend Mike. Mike, welcome back to another live Raw review. It's great to have you on.
Thank you, Dan. As always, it's great to be on the show.
Sure thing. And before we go bit by bit into the show, overall, Mike, what were your thoughts on tonight's edition of Raw?
Solid show, I'd say. It wasn't one of the best shows I thought of the year, but I still think it was a solid show all around. It was like a more of an above average show, I'd say, tonight.
Sure, and we'll get into our grades by the end of it, but there was a number of good things that I enjoyed on tonight's show. There was some stuff that I didn't enjoy on tonight's episode, and we will most certainly get into that. But as I try to do here in my videos, I'm going to try and highlight the positives as much as I can. We're going to keep the power of positivity flowing through this review.
Yeah.
Exactly. So without further ado, let's get into what took place on Raw tonight. So we kick things off with Seth freaking Rollins. He made his way to the ring, and I like this. I like how he up front, they actually talked about it, which they should have. And there was no way they could not have addressed this. Talked about Roman Reigns, said he got suspended, and Rollins says Reigns' actions are actually an embarrassment for him. Rollins pretty much lobbied for a one-on-one match against Dean Ambrose. He wants Reigns out of the match. Then Ambrose interrupts, and he gets in Rollins' face. And then eventually AJ Styles interrupts, and he makes a case for wanting to be inserted into the match to make it a fatal four-way. And then we have John Cena make his way out, and he makes the argument for putting himself into the match as well and possibly making it a fatal five-way. So we have all this confusion going on in the ring, and then Stephanie McMahon comes down and makes the announcement that tonight there's going to be two matches. It's going to be Rollins versus Cena and Styles versus Ambrose. And if Cena and Styles can win their respective matches, they would have been inserted into the upcoming championship match at Battleground. Mike, what were your thoughts on the opening segment and the announcement of these two huge matches? Because I liked it. I liked how they addressed Reigns' suspension.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, they made these matches for tonight feel important.
Yes, definitely. I agree very much. I mean, yes, the way Seth addressed everything too, with talking about Roman, still making it look like a strong heel also, and still not making it look cowardly either. And, the whole thing with, like Styles and Cena coming out, that got people wondering, what's going to happen here. And like you said, with the matches too, said with like Rollins and Cena versus, Styles and Ambrose, those are, two solid matches right there on the card that, are very unpredictable. And plus too, it also, kept the tension going on between who's going to be running, Raw and SmackDown with, Stephanie coming out, dissing on Shane and stuff like that. So we'll see where that goes. So, I mean, I thought it was, a great way to roll all three of those storylines along, I felt.
I agree. And the two matches certainly disappoint, and we will get into our thoughts later on when we get to that in the show. But yeah, I thought it was a good way to open up Raw, and then after this, we transition into the first match of the night. It was a tag team match. It pitted Charlotte and Dana Brooke versus Paige and Sasha Banks. I thought this was a solid women's tag match. It gave the women ample amount of time to go into the ring and work. I really liked how Charlotte seemed to be fearful of Sasha Banks throughout the match because Sasha Banks, I believe she's undefeated, if I'm not mistaken, at least on Raw.
I think so too, yeah.
So, I mean, there is a seed of doubt being planted with the way that they had Charlotte kind of scurry around the ring. Like I said, I like that. And Sasha looked great in this match. And so did Paige. This was, like I said, a solid women's tag match. And the finish came as Charlotte was able to get taken out by Paige at ringside, and Banks was able to finish off Dana Brooke with the Banks statement. Mike, how do you feel about this match, the return of Sasha Banks, and the eventual showdown that we're going to see between Sasha and Charlotte?
It's a long time coming. I'm really excited for that match, and hopefully to finally see Sasha Banks get the women's title. I feel like it is time to move on to it. But yeah, definitely, most Divas matches I feel have just gotten old, but this was pretty fresh. I've never really seen Sasha Banks and Paige teaming up, and keeping, Dana and Charlotte going strong together. But I definitely liked where this match went, and it gave, Sasha, more momentum, I felt, going into, the next few weeks, whether or not they do just her and Charlotte at Battleground, or they, throw somebody else in there. But it was great to see, Sasha get the win. And like you said, too, keep, Charlotte, fearful of Sasha Banks.
Definitely. Do you think, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of options that we could see. I mean, they could go right into Charlotte versus Sasha one-on-one. Could we see Bayley called up in the draft? You could have a fatal four-way between, I mentioned this to you, Bayley, Becky, Charlotte, and Sasha. We could see that huge match take place at SummerSlam.
I'm up for that, yeah.
Definitely.
I'm up for that.
So we'll see which way they go with the women. I'm just I'm happy what they did with the women on tonight's show. I really thought it was a positive overall. But yeah, after this, we had Rusev versus Titus O'Neil. This was just really an all-out brawl. I mean, it was a match, but just the way that they were hitting each other and trying to beat the living shit out of each other. I like this, like the physicality of their feud so far. And they did a double clothesline spot on the outside, and then Rusev was eventually sent into the timekeeper's area, and that led to Titus beating the count of 10. So Titus was able to get the win and presumably will have a championship opportunity at Battleground. Mike, how did you feel about this match between Rusev and Titus O'Neil?
I like this. I mean, it felt like it had more like a personal score to settle between Titus and Rusev. But I think also with, the way the match ended, it gives, it kind of still makes Rusev look strong. Like, it doesn't really, hurt him with like a clean loss or anything like that. But it also gave Titus a legitimate good excuse to, have another title shot at Battleground. Whether, like you said, they put a stipulation on it, or it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't put a stipulation on it. But either way, I think it worked really well.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to these two battling, which I will assume will be the final time at Battleground. And then I think we'll see Rusev move on to another opponent. But yeah, I've enjoyed the confrontation between these two, with Titus being laid out by Rusev several weeks ago. And then the previous week with them just brawling, the match didn't even take place. And I like what they did here. So, yeah, I mean, it's an undercard match, but I've enjoyed what we've gotten out of it so far. So all in all, good stuff, right?
Definitely, I agree.
Yep. We then had, let's see, where are we? John Cena versus Seth Rollins. I have to say this was definitely match of the night. These two went out there, and I thought had a pay-per-view quality match. It's been a while since we've seen this match combo, so it was fresh, once again. Because there was a time last fall where we saw this match over and over and over again. But it's amazing how time heals all wounds, and how it made this match feel that much fresher with both Cena and Rollins coming back from injury. The crowd was electric for this match. They were on fire for this match. There were some great near falls with Cena hitting the AA and, trying to go for the STFU, and then Rollins being able to get out of that. And then there was just a lot of good stuff in this match. And then the ending came as a result of the club came down, and they distracted Cena, and this allowed Rollins to hit the pedigree for the win. So Rollins won. Cena was not advancing into the match at Battleground, the title match, excuse me. Mike, how did you feel about this match, the result, and whatnot?
Yeah, again, like you said before, this is probably, I think, the best match these two probably have had. Like last year, we saw them fight a lot, and I did start to get a little sick of it last year. But, tonight, like you said, when they announced him, like, okay, it feels fresh. Rollins is definitely, a lot better than he was when they were feuding last year. And, the end, too, like, it wasn't as good as AJ Styles versus Cena, put it that way, but I definitely feel it felt kind of like the same, like with, having Rollins still looking like, the stronger guy, even with, the dirty finish, a little bit of like the dirty finish with the distraction. So I'm still like how they're still building Rollins strong also. Like I was worried with that dumb promo a few weeks ago with him and Reigns that they were starting to go backwards with him again, but it doesn't look like they're doing that, which is what I'm really been more pleased about lately.
Yeah, so like I said, my match of the night by far. I don't know about you if you thought there was a better match on the show, but I think this was it for me. This was just, 18 minutes? It was just great stuff. So what more could
yes.
you want as a wrestling fan? Just guys going out there, busting their asses, and putting it all on the line for the entertainment of the fans. So props to both guys. We then had Endzone Cats versus some two local guys. It was a quick match. Endzone Cats won with the rocket launcher finisher. I liked how they got involved with the crowd. Enzo was saying they wanted them to do the wave, and the crowd started to do the wave. It was just Endzone Cats going out there, having a good time. Eventually, the Social Outcasts would make their epic return. Nobody cared for it. I know.
Right.
And they came out to spoil the party. They started talking about who's the hardest. Yes, it's on a PG show. They were talking about their erections. We're not going to get into that. But they tried to take out Endzone Cats, and Cass and Enzo were able to clear house. So hopefully this is just a one-time thing. I don't want to see Endzone Cats feud with the Social Outcasts, as I'm sure you don't.
Yeah.
Anything you have to say about this?
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't too pleased with them having face local athletes, and then just to bring back the Social Outcasts, it just made no sense at all. I feel like that would be like a little bit like a downward spiral or something like that for Endzone Cats, because they're already over with the crowd. They don't need to be feuding with these joking tag teams. They're pretty much ready, I feel, to almost get into the tag team contention. Why throw them into a little thing like this? It was okay, but it was funny for the humor, but it's for Enzo and Cass, I'm just don't put them down that direction.
Don't make this long term. This was what it was, and we're not going to say anything more about this. After this, we had it was supposed to be Summer Rae versus Becky Lynch. Natalya was on commentary. Match didn't get started. Becky Lynch comes out. She sees Natalya. She just starts beating the shit out of Natalya. I like this. I know you did. It was unexpected. You didn't see it coming. Becky Lynch has the fire, the passion inside of her, and she just unleashed it upon Natalya. I'm most certainly looking forward to their upcoming match at Battleground. Should be a good one. Your thoughts, Mike, on the interruption of this match with the attack by Becky Lynch?
Oh, yes, definitely. The throwing of the jacket of Summer Rae and then going right after Natalya. Natalya makes it clear she's tired of being nice. Becky was just in the wrong spot the one time, which makes complete sense. Making this women's division also feel more than just the title. It's it feels like for times, the women's division only there just for the title. Put more stories into it. Make the women's division more interesting to watch. Who's going to want to watch the women's division if it's just about the title,
Exactly. You have all these women. You need to utilize them. It's a 3-hour show. There's no excuses for them not getting enough time, and for them to have at least 1, 2, maybe even 3 feuds going. That's something I've been advocating for a long time. Looks like we're getting. So I can't complain about that. Might have a triple threat between Charlotte, Paige, and Sasha for the title, and then we could see Becky versus Natalya. Good additions to the Battleground card. No complaints from me or you. So, yeah, this was good stuff all around. And then we had what I thought was a really good segment. The highlight reel, Chris Jericho, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. Jericho being his arrogant, cocky self. He introduced Owens and Zayn. How can you not love heel Chris Jericho? It's heel Chris Jericho. He's freaking awesome. He's great. The gift of Jericho. Drink it in.
I love it.
And we'll get to what happened at the end. That was funny. But Zayn and Owens come out, and Zayn cuts this really heartfelt, impassioned promo. You could believe that these two really hate each other. Sami Zayn, he's awesome. He's the underdog. He's the fighting guy, and he just laid it into Owens. Said Owens, stabbed him in the back. He was always jealous of Zayn being hired first by WWE, and it was something that he could never let him forget. And like I said, you could just really feel the passion and the drive by Sami Zayn. He said he wanted to end it. They're going to end it at Battleground because they could get drafted to one another, 2 different shows. So this is something that Sami Zayn has to get off his chest. He has to exercise the demon of Kevin Owens and end this feud once and for all. And he pretty much says at the end of it for KO to grow a set. And then Owens, who's just sitting back, letting Sami spew. He says he'll accept the challenge for a match at Battleground. And then Jericho starts to berate Sami Zayn and the fans. And then he's like, I'm going to give you the gift of Jericho. And then Owens and Zayn both super kick Chris Jericho. That was funny. I like that. And then they stared each other down, and you could feel I wanted to see them fight. I'm like, let's go right now. Let's fight on Raw. But they didn't. Mike, your thoughts on this highlight reel segment between Owens and Zayn?
Yes, definitely Sami Zayn, stole the spotlight on this. That promo he cut was just strong, I felt. Yeah. He told the whole story, and referring back to NXT, this feud that could go on forever, and I wouldn't get sick of it. I mean, you wanted to make it fresh, yeah, but I mean, I guess I was a little disappointed at first. I'm like, if Battleground could be X, I'd like to see this feud go at least till SummerSlam, but this feud's heading in the right direction, and they made sense too. What if they go off to under separate ways? They just saying that this is getting in the way of their careers. This is how it needs to end. Mm-hmm. But I really love this segment, especially Sami Zayn. They're building him as that great underdog, and they're showing that passion he has seen to succeed in this company as well. And it was all right there in that promo he cut.
You believed it. You believed. It didn't really feel that scripted like most of these promos do nowadays. I mean, you really believed in Sami Zayn. And Mike, what stipulation would you prefer for this match? Because I'm calling Falls Count Anywhere. That's what I'd like to see for this match. You suggested
I Quit match. I mean, I'm all for all Falls Count too, but I feel like this feud needs to end on an I Quit match for some reason. They haven't had one yet. Why not give it to two guys? You won't know if either one of them would say I quit.
Exactly. I'm fine with either stipulation. I'm just glad we're getting another match between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens at Battleground. It's already shaping up to be another good pay-per-view event, so I'm most certainly looking forward to that. Now, folks, the moment we've all been waiting for. We've been keeping the power of positivity alive on this live Raw review. However, that is about to take a turn for the worse. We've reached the part of the show where you just wanted to take your eyeballs and rip them out from their sockets. It was absolute trailer park trash. This was the worst piece of crap I've ever seen in my life. And The Rock guarantees that you know what I'm talking about, Mike. It's The Miz making his return. I'm thinking, okay, here we go. Mystery opponent time. Who are we going to get? Let's roll the dice. Who do we got? We could get Neville. Could have gotten Randy Orton. You could have gotten who? Finn Balor, the Demon. But no, it's a swerve. We didn't see it coming. It was the Demon. Kane. Are you excited? Wait, listen. Yeah, nobody gave a shit. Kane returns. I love you, Kane. Don't get me wrong. Legendary career. But it's just like, really? Kane?
He's done.
Why? The match, somebody said on Twitter, it was a candidate for worst match of the year. And we'll get to that that'll be a category in my year-end review awards. I will not forget that. That will probably win worst match of the year. Mike, your thoughts as I go on this diatribe. I mean, Kane. Really?
First off, worst match of the year. You say this was worse than WrestleMania's main event?
That'll be we're gonna have fun with that category. Just throw.
Oh yes, that would be. But oh yeah, I was so pumped up. It's like, oh good, Miz is back. They're gonna put him out there to have a surprise return. Who's it gonna be? I'm so pumped. Like it's Cesaro. I would have taken that. It feels like they have unfinished business with each other. It feels like from their feud from earlier this summer. And then I was more leaning towards a Neville return. And then all of a sudden I hear that pop of fire, and I'm just like,
oh god,
really? Like I'm just like, I'm grabbing a snack. I'll be right back, guys. So
I didn't watch. I was on my phone the whole. I did not give two fucks.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that was hugest disappointment of the night. I felt
what a missed opportunity. I mean, I'm sorry. What you hype it up? A mystery, and that's the best they could come up with. Come on, we could have came up with better than that. It's just like, ugh, made me shake my head. And you mentioned something like it hurt the prestige of the title.
Yeah, it did. Like they have Maurice, pretend she gets hurt so he can escape his match with Kane. It's like the guy's obviously going to want to be pissed off and going after him, but we don't want to see Kane going after for the Intercontinental title. It's like those days are done. Like he doesn't need to be chasing guys for titles. The Miz is not somebody who needs to be like put over like that. But exactly.
And after that great match of the year, fatal 4-way at Extreme Rules. Do not drop the ball. Just have this be a 1-week thing. Pray to God,
yes,
please Lord, and have either Cesaro face The Miz, have Neville face The Miz, Baron Corbin, I don't care. Kalisto, I don't care. Somebody, Apollo Crews, can we get somebody to face The Miz other than Kane? I mean, so don't ruin the credibility of not the credibility, the prestige that has been brought back to the IC title after that great fatal 4-way match at Extreme Rules. I mean, that was just epic stuff, and I don't want them to drop the ball like they did with the U.S. title earlier this year. So we'll see, but anything else you want to get off your chest about this before we move on?
I think I said enough.
That's good. It's good to vent. It really is. After that abomination, we had Cesaro and Apollo Crews versus Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio. Decent tag match. It was interesting that Del Rio hit the Enziguri on Sheamus, and then he left him. So I don't know if that leads to an Alberto Del Rio face turn. And Crews was able to kick the steel steps into Sheamus before he rolled him in the ring and hit the spinning sit-out powerbomb. So it was nice to see Crews and Cesaro pick up the victory. Mike, your thoughts on this match and the possible face turn by Alberto Del Rio?
I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm really like crazy about it, like a Sheamus Del Rio feud. I don't know why. It would feel a little like dry to me. I don't know why. It doesn't quite faze me, but I mean, it didn't actually hit me at first that these are two former League of Nations members meeting up for the first time since their breakup.
The League of gives the League
Jobbers,
What did they do?
Other than nothing, complete crap. just a filling stable, in my opinion. But anyways, I mean, other than that, definitely, great win for Apollo Crews to get the win. Sheamus brutalized him on SmackDown. Before I saw the highlights, I didn't watch SmackDown, of course, but it gave him payback, come back. I mean, I don't know if it's going to lead to a third match between Sheamus and Apollo Crews. Like I said, we're going to move on to Del Rio and Sheamus, but
wins.
50-50 booking.
You love it. You love it. You do. Nobody gets over.
Nope.
That frustrates me. I mean, can't you just go with somebody? Win one, lose one. Win one, lose one. Win one, lose one. Stupid.
Nope. That's stupid, yeah.
So, I kind of want the Sheamus and Crews feud to end. I don't know. I was okay with it until I found out Crews lost on SmackDown, and then I realized they're doing booking.
I agree. That kind of because they had a great match, I felt, at Money in the Bank. I mean, but it was good enough. I felt that there was more that needed to be done between the two of them. But it's just
really,
I don't know. It's like that SmackDown match, I think, killed it all. I think.
Good job, creative. So if anything else you have to say about this?
Nah.
Okay. We then had Dean Ambrose being interviewed, and then Stephanie came up. And I'm sick of this. I don't know about you. I'm sick of her mugging the camera. I'm sick of her berating people. She berates Charlotte. She berates Dean. This woman likes nobody. And she serves no purpose at this point. So I want her off my television set. I don't know about you. I'm sick of her. It's all about making Stephanie look strong. I mean, that's the new hashtag, make Stephanie
Why, though?
I know. It's like
they're not going anywhere with it at all. 1 week, she's dissing on, a heel. Now she's dissing on faces again. It's just like,
where's the consistency?
Where the heck are you going with her? Exactly. Yeah, they're going nowhere with it. So just stop. Get her off TV and
But she has a book coming.
Don't have. I don't care. Don't get her. Don't put her like running Raw or SmackDown. Just get her off television. She's just really grown old. It's move on from the whole authority, trying to take over the whole thing. Get fresh management in there. That's what I'd say.
Solid Monster on his podcast had this idea. Kurt Angle for GM of SmackDown.
Ooh, yes.
And then Sting for GM of Raw. I like it.
Ooh, yes.
That's different.
I love that.
Then you don't have
it.
Slapping people, making your wrestlers look like little bitches because they can't leave. It's wrong. She can slap these guys around, and nobody can lay a finger on her except for a spear at WrestleMania. And what else? Thrown in a pool of mud. That was it. That's the thing. She never gets her comeuppance. Unless this is really building to Ronda Rousey versus Stephanie McMahon, where Ronda gets in there and just beats the crap out of her. Okay. Then
just the answer, yes.
That could be the end of it. But it's like, I just don't see where this is going. She's annoying. She's just makes me want to change the channel.
Like, I don't see her, getting in the ring again like she did with Brie Bell, too. I don't see her getting back in the ring with anybody else right now.
She won there, and Brie never got her win, and it's just like nobody can beat Stephanie.
Right.
So moving on from that minor issue, but I've been having that issue for a while now with the show. We had the New Day come down, and they made fun of the Wyatt family by copying their entrances. This caught me off guard. I was not ready for this. I was like, holy shit, this is pretty funny stuff. And they come down to the ring. I'm looking at the picture. They're dressed like the Wyatts. If you can see there, it's Xavier.
Oh my goodness.
This was funny stuff. Kind of reminded me of when the DX parodied the Nation Domination back in the day a little bit. And they're saying nobody wants to hear the Wyatt family's negative message. And then eventually the Wyatts come out, and he begins to cut this good promo about positivity and how it can only go so far and how he deals in the real world. And then he said eventually the New Day will fall. Mike, your thoughts on this promo between the Wyatts and the New Day? I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the Battleground.
Yes, definitely. The New Day are just like you don't know when they've reached their breaking point, but going above and beyond dressing them as the Wyatts was definitely very fresh and humorous and hilarious. And Bray Wyatt on the mic too is just excellent. And the both of these teams are really going at it, and I think they're really gonna have a really good match at Battleground probably.
Now, the thing I'm going to mention here is, what did you think of Xavier Woods kind of not saying anything? There's a little bit of intrigue, mystery. What's going on there with Xavier? What do you think?
Yeah, it's I'm wondering if he's just being possessed by Bray Wyatt. Xavier Woods to me so far I think has been the most improved wrestler of this year. I'll be honest. Exactly. He's a great talker, but
he can go
that too, even when he last year, when he was just the third wheel fell for the New Day, he wasn't really wrestling much, but I felt he was doing good on the mic. And now this year to give him opportunities to wrestle and make him look strong wrestling, and even this possessed character, it's just is the Wyatt family going to bring Xavier Woods into their own world or something like that? I'm not saying I'll go to the Wyatt family, but it's is he going to be possessed by them?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. All I can say is I've been waiting for I've been pitching that match for a while now. Want to see New Day versus Wyatts for the tag title. We're getting it at Battleground, so good stuff all around. We then had our main event, which was a good match between AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose, first time ever match. Pretty good stuff, nice counters. Then towards the end of the match, Dean was able to pick up the victory after Styles hit the brainbuster. Cena would come down to fight off Anderson and Gallows, who made their way at ringside. Ambrose was able to roll AJ up, hit the dirty deeds for the win. We also had Seth Rollins on commentary. Then after the match, Rollins would get in, hit the pedigree twice on Dean Ambrose, and Styles and the club would brawl on the stage until Cena was taken out with the Magic Killer finish on the steel steps. Thought it was a nice way to close out Raw. A good, solid main event match all around. Mike, your thoughts on this main event match and the beatdowns?
Yes, definitely. At the beginning, like I said, it was setting up, a couple different angles to go with the, you have Rollins, wanting to keep it down to the minimum it can be possible. You have Dean Ambrose, who doesn't care who he's facing. He's a fighting champion. He's going to fight for that title. You have John Cena, whose issues not now just with AJ Styles, but it's with the whole club and altogether. Good consistency I felt for both of these feuds throughout the show. Great way to wrap it up with Rollins and the club coming out on top. Very interested to see what goes on next with the build-up for both of these matches.
Definitely. Might we see? I don't want to see another Cena Styles too. I want them to save that for SummerSlam. So
Yes.
what do you think of my idea with the teams? Team Cena versus Team Club, seeing as how he's had the issues with the club. Now he wants to face him in a 6-man tag at the pay-per-view.
I agree. I think that should be where it goes. And even you put Balor in there maybe with Cena, if maybe
Sure.
they'll do that, because that could start up eventually probably after Cena, probably Styles and Balor I feel should probably feud next.
That would be great.
It would just make sense to get it all started with there. And I definitely think this time it's not just about Cena and Styles. This time around it's more about Cena and the whole club all together.
Sure thing. So without further ado, I'm going to ask you first, what grade would you give tonight's episode of Raw after having to do this review? What would you give it?
I'm going to give it about a B-, I'd say. Again, it was a good show, but I felt like there was a couple little average things right there. Of course, the whole thing with Kane, I think, really
that
brought it down a little bit.
That definitely hurt the show.
Other than that, I still think it was an above-average show tonight, I felt.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff I thought I enjoyed for the most part. There was some negative stuff, but I try and forget that and highlight the positive. So I'm also giving tonight's Raw a B-. Thought it was, like you said, an above average show. So we're both in the camp of B-. That, folks, wraps up our Raw review for June 27th. Mike, I want to say thank you for joining me again for one of my live Raw reviews. And you're most certainly welcome to get a plug-in for your channel.
Yeah, really quick. As always, my channel is the Club with the Man 1993. I just do a bunch of random stuff. Recently, I uploaded my WWE Battleground predicted card. Check that out. I do a couple specials here and there, talk about some random topics on my mind with it. So yeah, just look out for my channel, the Club with the Man 1993.
Good stuff. And I want to say thank you for all that tuned in to watch this live Raw review. Also want to say I am only 4 subs away from hitting 200. I'm at 196. So once I reach 200, I will be doing a special Q&A video just for you, my subs, because it's you guys that are the heartbeat of the channel. And without you, this wouldn't be possible. So I want to say thank you to all the existing and new subs and all the viewers. Thank you. So without further ado, thank you all for watching this video. Remember, be on the lookout for my Let's Plays for WWF No Mercy. They should be up later on this week, parts 1 and 2. That should be good, fun stuff. Also, be on the lookout for my NXT review and some other video topics that I'll be doing as well. So, till then, guys, take care, and thanks for watching. Peace.
See ya.